Hello and welcome everyone to our speaker coffee chats for our 17th annual Canadian Holistic Nutrition Conference. We are very excited as the topic this year is holistic nutrition, exploring the spectrum of wellness. We've got two dates for you this year, one in Calgary on April 12th and the second in Toronto on May 10th. And these two dates are going to be amazing. And I'm so excited to have join with me one of our Toronto speakers, Dr. George Makrides. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to the coffee chat.
Yeah, now your presentation is a drug-free approach to mental health. Can you tell us a little bit about why you're so passionate about this topic?
A few reasons why I'm so passionate. I think first and foremost is my personal experience dealing with, of course, some mental health related struggles, particularly stress, I think, as I navigated the complexities of medical school.
Mhm.
And so it gave me insight into what I want to do or what I needed to do for myself. And as a result, what I kind of want to branch out and have my clinical focus in. And speaking of which, when we think about holistic health, I'm so passionate about that in terms of how I heal my body. And so I wanted to essentially confer this information to, my patients and everyone who's going to be attending. And I think a big part of why I'm focusing on a drug-free approach to mental health is I have an inherent concern with a lot of the medications that are being prescribed. And not that I'm against them, but they have their time and place, of course, in healthcare. But they're so commonly prescribed in the psychiatric world, and there's a huge side effect profile. There's withdrawal issues, there's tapering issues. So I want to speak about the natural approaches to treating mental health. And I'm excited to kind of share that information with all those in attendance.
Amazing. Now, what can we expect to learn from your presentation this year at the conference?
So first and foremost, what's contributing to the mental health crisis here in Canada? So what are those factors from environmental to emotional to nutrients to nutrition? And I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the three that we discussed in the title, that is depression,
Mhm.
anxiety, and stress, and what holistic mental health looks like. I'm going to be talking about clinical case examples wherein someone comes to me who has anxiety, depression, or stress, and what an approach looks like in the realm of functional medicine within a holistic health framework. And I'm also going to be diving into the literature. So, what does the literature say in terms of nutrition, metabolic dysfunction, and how are those intertwined when we're thinking about integrative mental health?
Amazing, amazing. And
Mhm.
you're going to be speaking to nutrition practitioners. We love to be able to arm our clients with any strategies or tools or tips. Will you be sharing some of those with us at the conference this year?
Absolutely. When we think about psychological disturbances, they are much disturbances in the psyche as they are metabolic related. And so psychological health results in or needs metabolic medicine. And so I'm going to be talking about key nutrients that I've seen work clinically in individuals who have anxiety, depression, and stress. And when I say key nutrients, not just the main minerals that people are familiar with, but also the trace minerals that perhaps a lot of people aren't familiar with. I'm also going to be talking about different diet types. For instance, when we think about nutritional biochemistry, it's such a nuanced conversation. So many times people are wondering, is being a vegan good? Is being an omnivore good? Is being a carnivore good? And what do these have? What are these implications when we think about mental health? So I'm going to talk about that and hopefully shed some light into what that looks like from a patient care perspective. And
Mhm.
also supplementation. Part of mental health is targeted supplementation, whether that's amino acid therapy or specific minerals or vitamins and correcting deficiencies. I'm going to talk about specific ones that I think I've seen help patients in anxiety, depression, and stress and what that looks like. And then also, when we think of supplements, what it looks like in terms of turning down the intensity of a lot of the overwhelm we experience, which I think many people will find beneficial when they tune into the conversation.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is just so prevalent right now in our country, right? Like mental health. I mean, the statistics
Mhm.
have gone up. We're all impacted by mental health in some form or another, right? We know somebody. So how
Yeah.
great to equip ourselves with some tools that we can use in our own lives as well as with our clients.
Mhm. Precisely.
Amazing. Well, this sounds like it's going to be a packed presentation. We are very excited. Now, we love to ask all of our speakers to maybe tell us like a fun fact about yourself or a hidden talent maybe we don't know about.
Um, Hidden talent, I would say I can read very quickly. By no means is it a Guinness World Record, but I asked friends this, and that's what they told me, and then I didn't really think about it. And so when I'm actually reading, it kind of makes sense. So that's, I guess, would be like a talent, if you will.
Yeah.
And a fun fact, when I was a child, I appeared in some print advertisements for Walmart and at the time Zellers, and I was a contestant on the famous show at the time called Video and Arcade Top 10, which was on YTV. That's kind of a fun fact about me.
YTV. Whoa.
YTV. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing. And thanks for sharing your story and what we can expect in the
Hmm.
presentation. To everyone watching, if you do not have your conference tickets, you definitely want to go and find them at csnnalumni.org under the conference tab. And the great news is when you get your conference ticket, you're going to get recordings to both Calgary and Toronto. So if you can't make both with that ticket, you will not miss all of the presentations from all of our speakers. Again, the conference is open to all wellness practitioners, students, and the public. We are so excited to have you, and thank you again taking time today to talk us through your presentation. We really look forward to seeing you in Toronto.
Thank you so much, Joanna.